Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making others, you can go to their Patreon, $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, it's Tuesday. Is it? I don't know, it was a new day. We were getting ready. Leo came to the door and saw Jenna with bra and panties on. Okay, and he's like, "Oh no!" And she's like, "We're waking up, so give us a minute." Anyways, we came to the mall. Lots of places are closed. Jenna went to take TJ to go wash his paws at the food court because reasons. Also, Jenna's like kind of holding our hand and stuff. Interesting. But our old flame Leo brought us to the Megaplex because, you know, being in old Stains places where most of the games are rigged are fun times. I mean, it might not be not a fun time. Just saying. So, probably reset my face because all that moving about definitely throws off the tracking. There we go. Despite being open, Plex certainly doesn't look like it should be. The carpet is musty, everything smells like mildew, game machines are decades old, and the roller rink is scratched up all to hell. Leo stops next to the claw prize machine and fishes around his pocket for quarters. What is an aesthetic blog? It takes me a moment to register what he's asking, and I can't help but be tickled a bit by the question. I know for a fact that Leo spends a lot of time on the internet, but mainly on the mainstream sites, sports, music, that sort of thing. It's like an ongoing online page that you update with stuff that sort of corresponds with a mood or feeling. Okay, that still doesn't really make sense to me. He slides 2 quarters into the machine, then grabs the control stick. A few lights in the machine begin to glow and flash, moving in pattern with the glass window. About half of the bulbs are burnt out. Oh yeah, also we're here not just to, you know, chill out and look for stuff for ourselves, but also a present for Carl, the ram. Oh, I have one of those. You do? Yeah, but it's mainly porn though. He makes a lewd jerking motion with the control stick, and I'm put at slight unease, noting that this machine is meant for children. Why? Well, better than storing it all on your sample music folder, I suppose. I actually got caught with that, you know? Damn it, I told you. Yeah, Otter, I know. My little nephew, Eduardo, wanted to play games on my computer, and he started clicking around on the recent files thing. Oh my god, Leo, he's like 10. His brow furrows, moving the crane, some absently. The crane some absently. Absent-mindedly? I know. I almost got caught with that too. But I was on my computer, just finished a session. I don't delete my recent history because why would I? It's my computer. And we're on vacation. And I finish, then I hear a knock at the door. I answer it, my dad's going, he's like, "Hey, I need to use your computer to look up something we might go to." And I'm like, because what am I gonna say? Just like, "Hey, how about you type me?" Because I didn't want to be like, "Oh, the Equatorial Center, type in E, and it's like, equine wolf porn." It's like, how would I explain that to my father? That I like gay horses penetrating wolves? Ooh. He's 13. His dad is your really religious brother too, right? Oh, nephew, right? Yeah. Jesus. Hey, ain't nearly as bad as getting caught cock and paw by the Padres while watching Fox Horse gay porn. Okay, game. I know you're creeping me out before, but stop looking at my search history. I cringe, covering my face. Gah. Hey, look. I pull my paws away from my face to see Leo points to something in the machine. I squint, and in the midst of puzzle cubes and spinning toys, a box Lucha Wolf gesture rests. Leo shifts his gaze towards me and grins. I see him navigate the crane, perpendicular with the box. Oops, sorry, it's late. Points of rest. He hits the lowering button. The metal claw descends into the pit of cheap toys, clenching down upon the cardboard edge of the box. It tugs at it slightly, but it loses grip and returns to the point of rest. Shit. Let me have a go. I reach into my back pocket of my wallet, but Leo is already putting 2 more coins. He gestures to the machine and tips the invisible hat in my direction. I find myself rolling my eyes a little as I take position. Thanks. I decide this time that I'm going to try and grab it from one of the corners. It might not be enough to pick it up completely, but it will pull it from the rest of the toy pile for future tries. Speaking of, I try to line up my crane just right, eyeing through the dusty glass from multiple angles to get a good idea of positioning. Now that I don't have you so anchored down, or however the fuck you want to see it as, I pause my paw over the lower button. You let any other guys fuck you up, Pueblo? Any big stallion types like the one in your porn? The tone of his voice is definitely one that I haven't heard in years. It seems to carry an extra intense edge. Christ, Leo, no. You haven't had sex in 3 years? Okay, get off my back. You must be really pent up, eh? He laughs breathily. I exhale, trying to keep my nerve. Yeah, game. I go ahead and press the button, the crane lowering the claw down once again. You don't have to lie to me, yeah? I just want the truth. The claw pushes the box down further, it seeming to have different levels of how low it starts grasping. However, it doesn't even grasp this time. The crane just keeps lowering the claw. I can't even see the figurine anymore, now that Leo is paying attention. If you like girls now, you can tell me. I feel him now, his thighs against my behind, the familiar firmness upon the smaller back. I stare at the machine. The claw still hasn't come up yet. Leo. His paw takes my hip. Can you fuck off? What? Wow. Leo's paws are off me now. The wolf turns to face the others. How long have you two been here? Long enough. I was just trying to... I thought you were better than that sort of behavior, Leo. This was a private conversation, eh? That Chase clearly didn't want to be a part of. Well, I didn't know that until just now. He looks back at me. His eyes are wide as his shoulder, and his shoulders are raised up high, the wolf visibly tense. I'm still reeling from what just happened, from Leo's behavior, from my own words. I say nothing. He sucks in his jowls, trying to put on a smile. We, found a present for Carl in this crane machine here. A luch guy, yeah? TJ leans to peer over the inside the machine. I don't see it. The claw and crane are back in their starting positions. Yeah, well, Chula here beside me must have buried it somehow. Buried it? You know what I mean, Teach. He shrugs, visibly not knowing what Leo means. Jenna gives Leo a look I don't quite catch before stepping up to the machine. She squints, looking over the pile of toys. No, I see it. The green-purple cardboard thing in the middle beneath the Mothman plushie. She reaches it into her purse, shifting through in a moment to find 2 quarters. We all just sort of stand there, staring at her as the flash around the window illuminated figures in the golden glow. She fiddles with it a lot longer than I did, 30 seconds passing before she actually hits the lower button. The claw descends, pushing through the muck of plushie and plastic. The sound of metal scraping the box is audible, even if it's difficult to see what is happening. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see that Leo's facade of a smile has completely dissipated. He looks at me through his gaze, though his gaze isn't focused. It's like he's trying to numb himself, but it isn't working. The claw finally lifts, the metal prongs clutching the central mass of the figure container and carrying it to the drop slot. With a satisfying clunk, the box falls in, and the crane returns to its default position. Leo's form stiffens. He stares at the machine, Jenna, then at me again. He crosses his arms, and I see his face start to shake, his eyes clenched shut. I'll be in the fucking van. Okay, here's the thing. I've punched a wall, but I wouldn't do that. I'm not one of those people that's... God, now I feel like even worse of a person. I'm not one of those people that punches walls and have, like, dry hole walls. You know? Anyways, as he leaves, Leo smacks a nearby pinball machine so hard the glass cracks. TJ stands there with his paws beneath his head, maw agape. And so the real Leo reveals himself. Oh my goodness. TJ walks over to the pinball machine, bending down and gathering up wood splintered glasses there in front of his shirt. I watch Leo trudge off around the corner, though I can still hear his heavy footfalls for a while after. I wait a bit, just to make sure he's really gone. Jenna, meanwhile, steps up, handing me the boxed figure. So, is there a crappy boardwalk game that you can't beat? Despite what just happened, I can see a flicker of a smile tug at the corner of her lips. Well, all I have to do is hook the claw where the cardboard meets the plastic. Her gaze shifts from the broken glass on the tacky carpet to the crane machine. That way, it gets latched in the grooves of the box and doesn't drop. I had a lot of practice with my summit job, but you did most of the work for me by putting it into position. Good job. She moves past me, patting my back for some before kneeling down beside TJ and helping him clean up. I turned my face to her again. You should be the one to give it to Carl, after all. You're the one that won it for him. No, then I'd be a hypocrite after what I said earlier about his clutter problem. He'll like it from you, though. Yeah, I guess. We should probably hurry before someone besides us decides to visit the mall. I peer around, checking to make sure that we're the only people there still. I see a coffee sitting on the service desk, so whoever's managed this place today might be back soon. And before Leo decides to drive off without us. He wouldn't do that. TJ gathers the glass with his shirt and places it in a small pile on the bench nearby. Jen does the same. Yes. Well, I'd rather not tempt the odds, or the potential 30-mile out of the city limits cab fare. Should we leave some money for the pinball machine repair? No, TJ. It's alright. None of us should have to deal with Leo's mess more than we already have. So here's this thing. I know what the cruxus of this game is for, like, because there's a good ending and a bad ending. Yeah, let's just say that. I rest my head up against the passenger window as I balance the cheap fast food place red velvet cake on my lap. This is one of the most awkward car rides I've ever been in. Everyone is completely silent. TJ's previous attempts to lighten the mood haven't been received with idle grunts and nods. My stomach hurts, and I have this nauseous feeling that it keeps bubbling up whenever I think of what happened. Lee and I have squabbled in the past, sure, but never like this. Most of the time, we fought about video game shit, politics, and sports. The worst it ever got was when the topic of leaving Echo came up. I danced around answering it for as long as I could, and the truth came out in the worst way possible. But now it's different. I've never felt such contempt for him before, like I did when he pressed against me, interrogating me like I belonged to him. He probably thought I'd just bend over against the crane machine for old time's sake. Watching him from the corner of my eye now, I see him trying to keep his ears up, but they keep pinning back down. I'm stuck in the shitty feeling of being pissed at Leo and ashamed of myself. I shouldn't have acted that way, but I know I just hurt him in a manner that I haven't done in a long time. Being stuck in a car with somebody who's thinking about you, and you're thinking about them, and you're both hurting, is hell. I really wish I brought my headphones. I stare at the window as he rolled down the first dirt road into Echo. Every street, every corner, every trailer, and every tree has a memory attached to it. There, in the middle of the dusty parking lot that belonged to the corner market, is a tiny stand. They used to be where I'd get ice cream after begging for $1 from my parents. It's crumbled and boarded up now, the paint peeling off in tiny chips. And there, in front of Duke's house, is a big, flat rock that Jenna was standing on when she told me she was going to run away from home. I can still remember almost exactly how she was silhouetted against the red sunlight behind her. And the old train yard, where I kissed Leo for the first time after staying up all night at our first real party. I look over at Leo. He's got a hand on the wheel, glancing up at the rearview mirror occasionally. He hasn't so much as looked at me since the family plex, though I see him staring at Jenna now. She catches his gaze, somehow returning it with an even more curt look. Carl probably still hasn't even awakened yet. Do you have a plan if he doesn't answer the door? We'll call him then. And what if he doesn't answer his phone? Will you shatter the window too? Leo's muzzle pulls it into a snarl. I hear him mutter something he can't quite discern. He shifts focus back to the road, his knuckles tight on the steering wheel. TJ gives another go at trying to fill the silence. Well, I don't think this will go too badly. It's just like we're hanging out again. Nothing wrong with that. I agree, TJ. Though I do think this is perhaps a bit poorly planned. It should be an alright time. I haven't seen Carl in so long. It should be an alright time. The car starts slowing down, and I snap out of my daydreaming and look up, knowing that we definitely aren't at Carl's house yet. It's when I see a cannon figure standing further on the side of the road. She's standing in the dirt that separates the road from the field in front of the broken, rusted barbed wire fence. Okay, this is Janine or something like that, the one that runs the diner, I believe. Okay, I think I accidentally clicked this thing over here, and the entire screen just kind of disappears. Like, wait, what happened? We seem to be back. Reset my face. I think that's Janice. Janice, that's the name. I look over at Leo, and he seems concerned. His brows furrowed as he carefully steers the car up to next to the coyote. I can see why. She's crouched over, elbows on her knees, staring at the ground. Roll down your window, Chase. Iducey says, struggling a little with the old crank handle. That's an old car. What is she doing out here? We come to a stop next to the coyote, kicking up some dust. I don't know. Hey! TJ rolls down his window as well, waving. Hi, Janice. Leo leans over me and looks at her. She's still looking at the ground. Everything all... Leo's voice cuts off, in a weird, choking sound. I look at him confused, then I look back out the window, and I can't help myself, but I gasp. It was hard to tell from this angle, and all the dust kicked up from the van, but now I can see that Janice has her pants down around her thighs. I can also see everything else. I sit back quickly and avert my eyes, looking at the windshield instead. Is she? Oh my god, Leo, keep going. Jenna whispers it, her voice strained. Oh, sorry, Leo stops talking, and I catch a glance out the window again. Janice is looking at us now, and she's smiling. It's a weird smile because it isn't touching her eyes. It's unnerving. Leo stares back. Leo, let's just go. I hiss out the side of my mouth, staring at the windshield again. He seems reluctant to, though looking concerned. Janice, do you need some help? His tone is one you might use on a toddler or a crazy person. I don't hear or say anything, except maybe a grunt. Leo bravely keeps trying, though. We can give you a ride. Leo stops, talking in time for me to hear the pattering sound. I didn't recognize, well, from being a kid, pissing on dirt roads in Echo. The van lurches forward, then resumes a smoother acceleration, back onto the empty road. In God's name? I don't know. Leo's frowning, looking as confused as I've ever seen him. Should I go back? No. I look back and see TJ covering his face. Maybe she could be having some kind of psychotic episode. Maybe she's just really had to go? I'm like that after a ton of caffeine sometimes. TJ, I'm fairly certain you haven't peed yourself in front of everyone since Miss Mueller's Thanksgiving play. And you certainly weren't smiling at an audience while you're doing it. Please don't talk about that now. I don't think so. Did you see the way she looked at me? She was probably just on something. Isn't everyone? No, she doesn't do stuff like that. Well, maybe she does. You never know with people. Again, Leah doesn't say anything, and neither does anyone else. We don't go back. Maybe just go a little until we get to the front door. And he's not here. Damn, it's always these things, because it's like... How long would this be? Leo stabs the doorbell again, frustration etched on his face. Okay, with his finger. I shift the red velvet cake on my grasp, trying to hold it with both it and the lucha figure. Not really wanting to do more than shopping after the incident. Jenna, TJ, and Leo had just bought Peyton fast food as gifts. Carl doesn't get out to Peyton much, so the three took it upon themselves to buy from 3 different locations. Leo got a couple of large and juicy vegan burgers, TJ, those tofu tacos that are made from nacho cheese chips, and Jenna got him a bread bowl. I squint, trying to look through the frosted glass on the sides of the door. Maybe he's getting high? And then I got high. He should be able to hear. I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to? TJ holds up his phone. He's not answering his phone either. Leo knocks on the door hard, his bicep bulging. I could be studying. Chase could be finishing his project. You and Flynn could be at work right now. Instead, we're doing this. Flynn leans back against his truck, a couple of yards away, briefly canting his head in Jenna's direction as his name is mentioned. Canting? You know, I may be remiss to mention this, but you all are 6 shades of extra bitchy today. Leo stands back, paws on his waist as he takes a deep breath. What's wrong with TJ? TJ's just, I don't know, trying to be here. His eyes have a sheened, bleary quality to them. Anytime Jenna speaks, it seems like he's wrought to near twitching levels of anger. All of Leo's plans to bring everyone together have been the opposite effect so far. Do they lock their windows? What? Leo growls. It's not like we're breaking in. TJ's ears pin back, a frown on his face. The wolf puts his fist to his forehead, closes his eyes. I think he's just asleep, and it shouldn't be too hard. Just get in there and wake him up. I look over at the side of the house and see a window well. I point at it. What about that? Too small. I could probably fit. Yeah, Leo, she's the one that can actually do things. She hops off the front porch and crouches down next to the window, pushing at it. Wait, there's a security sticker there. Jenna hesitates, then pushes at the window again, but it doesn't budge. Locked. Then try the one above it. That's too high. I think this is going a little too far. I'll boost you up. I think you're strong enough for that? Well, you look like you've lost weight recently. Jenna turns, giving me a quizzical expression. Smooth. Your figure has gotten smaller. I don't know, I was trying to think of something. She does smile after a moment, looking more bemused than anything. I see her bushy tail flick some behind her. You know, some girls might take that as an insult. Okay, you have nice birthing hips. What do you want? Are you one of the said girls? No, I get the meaning of your words, and that's where it's flattering, regardless. Oh, well, good, I guess. What the fuck is happening? I set the cake and figured down on the gravel and moved behind Jenna, keeping my paws together in front of me for her foot. Setting herself with her paws against the wall of her house, Jenna steps onto my paws. Slowly, I push up, feeling my muscles strain beneath my fur. Fucking hell, this is so fucking stupid. There's a light click, and I see Jenna pushing open the top window with ease. Good. Now I'm gonna try to boost you all the way up, alright? Your arm's doing okay? Yeah, peachy. Her tail flicks again, and I get a mouthful of fur. Pfft. Sorry. Like we're some kind of cheerleading duo, I shove Jenna as high as I can, with both paws. Sorry, it makes me on, and also it's late. She grabs the ledge, and I feel the weight burden lifts as she dangles against the side of the house. Careful, don't fall. Her bush tail is the last thing I see, and until she pokes her head back through. Kitchen. I fell in the sink. Okay, unlock the door now. She disappears again, and we make our way back to the front door. Leo, why didn't you help? You're the fucking muscle here. Yeah, it's like, I think that Leo's the guy that lifted her the other times. If you don't shut your fucking mouth, Flynn, I use my muscles to kick you right in the vag. Sound good? Jesus, calm your... Leo turns on him, one foot in front of the other. Flynn shuts up. TJ, meanwhile, has his eyes upon the wall in front of him. Usually, he's all smiles when we're gathered like this, even through the swearing and crude stuff. Right now, though, his eyes just look sort of vacant, like earlier at the mall. Finally, we hear the door rattling, and it opens. Call his name, but he didn't answer. Well, with us hitting that 30-minute mark, and a bit of a scene change, it's a good time to call it. I keep forgetting that right-click doesn't, you know, it does, just sends us back. I want to play more. I guess tomorrow. We still have a bunch of these to do, because it's like, as per usual, the visual novels are the ones that need most of the videos to be produced. There's also, I guess, we have more the smoke rooms than we have of VR videos, but I tried doing VR, but with only one working hand and the other kind of casts up. Also, when I tried to grip with this hand, it kind of hurt for some reason. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't bust that one too. Or too much. You know, need to do more stretches. It does seem stiff. Though all of me is probably stiff because I haven't been stretching and all that stuff for a while. Because of broken hand stuff. But yeah, it's like this, which I, sorry, I have a bunch of videos for. The next I'm going to have to do more Dawn Course, but we're getting kind of close to ending the content there. Sileo, then, oh yeah, less shards, because we finished Camo Colosseum's content, as far as we got. Then there's more Sugar Lane, but, I mean, I guess it gives it time for stuff, because, we got to the part in that game where we're closer to the end, but then I saw there's the Fox Girl Village, and the Wolf Village, and the lady there, which I guess is the one we're going to romance, is kind of hot. I want to see all of her sex scenes. But I like wolves. Give me a break. But enough about thinking about hot wolf ladies. Comment, cause I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, etc. Otherwise, if you like my YouTube and like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos that grow. Please remember to spend and know your animals to help control the pet population. Hey, I've been reading. And until next, if you want to play this game, it's available for free on the channel. But if you want to speak people that make it, made this game and or make other games, then you can go to their Patreon. $3 a month. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Echo, a game where big wolf guys, which are not seen, are getting jealous of Jenna. Heck. Jenna? Jenna, yeah. Thanks and see ya.